Welcome back. This week we'll be covering Lesson 9, where Pastor Ron shares about his many prayers for his son Adam. And in the end, his prayers seemed to go unanswered as Adam died by suicide. How to respond when prayers go unanswered. This is one of the deepest challenges of living a faithful Christian life, and this problem is as old as time. There's so many examples in the Bible of people whose prayers were not answered. Some of these people were individuals and some collective groups of people, but all of them prayed for God to act in specific ways, and it never came to pass, at least not in their lifetime. I'm thinking of exiled Israel, enslaved in Egypt, who prayed for deliverance for 400 years. A lot of people spent a lifetime praying that prayer, and they died before God finally brought the deliverance to his people. I'm thinking of David as he prays for the baby born of his unholy relationship with Bathsheba. He pleaded with God to spare the baby. He fasted. He laid on the ground in sackcloth, but his prayers went unanswered, and the child died. I'm thinking of God's people Israel again, but this time after Egypt, after Assyria, after Babylon, as they pray and look for their promised Messiah, the one who would restore them to God and to the land, the one who would sit on David's throne and reign forever and bring them salvation. Entire generations came and went while this prayer remained unanswered. Did the people wonder if God had forgotten his promises? I'm thinking of Paul as he pleads with God to remove the thorn in his flesh, this mysterious affliction that tormented him. But God said no, and that thorn remained for the rest of Paul's life. The experiences of these people and our own experiences lead us to wonder, does prayer really change things? Can the sovereign Lord, who holds all of creation in the palm of his hand, can he really be persuaded to change his mind or adjust his plans? If not, what's the point of making requests known to him in the first place? Why pray at all? And I think it might be because of this. Prayer isn't about results. It's about relationship. That's why God wrestled with Jacob all night long and renamed him Israel, which means struggles with God. God wants us to interact with him, even to wrestle with him, because through the struggle, we come to know and trust him. Somehow, as our prayers seem to go unanswered and we struggle with God, he can still bring us to a place where we recognize his faithfulness and we rest in his goodness. That's what God did with David and Paul and Pastor Ron, and that's what God can do for you too. Praying that your life group can struggle together today and discover that God is in your midst.